Arsenal. Arsenal. Yeah, Arsenal. We Arsenal. This is the 2007 3-1. It has, by the way, an integral spacer here. That's what they call it. That's what they call it. Oh, by the way, Ostap Hel design. So, okay. Wow. He's been doing a lot with real steel. This is one he's done with WE knives. He's done with other knife companies as well. And of course, he makes his own knives because he's a custom knife maker, etc. Look at the jimping here up on this. Pocket clip. I think you can flip this thing. We will look at doing that. Let me see how tough they probably screwed this down. But I've got a wrench that'll change that equation. The action's pretty nice on this. It's a reasonably decent sized knife too, and check it out. Kind of almost a Tanto look to it, or modified Tanto. 3 point, that's over 3.5, about 3.6 there. Down about 3 3/4 inch cutting edge at 95 millimeter. Overall, 8 3/8. Okay, well, 8.5. No, I'm sorry, 8.5. At 21.5 centimeters. 8.5 inches overall length. That's kind of unusual for WE knives this year. I mean, because they really have gotten off of that trail of making any big old honkers. So this is as honker as they make. Hold on, here's Frosty. And guess what? Frosty's about 1/4 inch shorter overall than the WE Arsenal. Okay, so yeah, that's a pretty decent size. Let me see what it. Let me see what you weigh up. Grams. Wow, not bad. Under 110, just about 110, by the way. So let's go to ounces. 3.87 ounces for an 8.5 inch knife. Now you got a lot of cutaways here, but still, wow. Maybe that G10 being so much of that and really cuts down on the amount of titanium, reduces the weight as well. Oh, by the way, lockup, can we call it 30 maybe? Easy to disengage, quick over the detent ball, flipper tab hits you in the thumb, fidget friendly as far as that's concerned, and the problem is this buries so far that, I like, if I'm going to finger flick, I want to be out in the outer reaches. The closer you get to the pivot, the more difficult it is to take that angle here and really get it to kick out. But it's possible to do that, just not as much fun. But the detent is not super strong, but it's strong enough. Let me see if I can fail it. I'm sure I can. Yeah, I can fail it. Okay. So, maybe a 4 on my detent scale. And many knives are anywhere from 4 to 5.5 to 6. But this one's a little on the weaker side. But still, it's not easy, because I got to get up so close to the pivot to finger flick this. So, yeah, but here is real easy. Lazy flip will get her done. And ergos are a no-brainer here. This is just, straight shot all the way down. And reverse grip, no problem as well. What do you think about the design flow? You got Ostap Hel, so no problem there. And here you come up at an angle. Blade to handle length is good. It's good. Nice, huh? Pocket clips puzzlement a bit, isn't it? You know, and I've only carried it a couple times and I can't remember it being an issue. And usually I make mental note if like I have a difficult time. So I'm going to say it wasn't a problem. And I'm definitely not feeling it. That's for sure. Definitely not feeling it. And, oh, by the way, probably ought to kind of see what we got. Well, wow, that's not bad. That's 0.47 of an inch, about 12 millimeters. So that's pretty slender. That's reasonable. 3.1 millimeter blade thickness at 0.12. So really, I mean, that's not overly thick either. Let me grab a little piece of paper. Okay. I mean, CPM 20 CV blade, which, you know, it seems like We Knives does a lot of that. Not so much the M390, but the 20 CV. But that's sharp out of the box. Here's what the box looks like. They're kind of doing this instead, you know, these hard boxes. And it's kind of nice. Here goes one sticker walking away from me, and another. And then microfiber cloth, they're fine. Fitted box with plastic, you know, so that's good. I mean, I'm not going to complain about any of that. I think that's all fine and dandy. And you know what? They're pretty tough. So as far as mailing them, you know, worried about the post office crushing the thing, that'd be a tall order because, yeah, that's pretty tough, which is good, So I'm happy with that. The Arsenal, interesting knife. I think this is just going to be, where does this hit you, you know, as far as design goes. And as far as I'm concerned, you know, the more time I spend with it, the more I've really kind of been taking to the design. Looks like you got a little bit of a green G10 surround on the pivot, front and back. But yeah, and we're going to disassemble it, see if we can completely screw up a good thing. But yeah, I mean, that is relatively light, full size, kind of surprisingly large knife for We Knives in 2021. And I don't know. I mean, cutaways like this are controversial to a degree. You know, because it depends on the media that you're cutting, whether this is going to be a problem or not. You know what I'm saying? So, and the fact that it really doesn't give you a place back here to comfortably flick. You have to crawl up. And this is not easy to kind of climb up on this. It doesn't make it as much fun to finger flick, so it's more of a flipper tab, but it is very fidget friendly, so you've got that at least. G10, it's pretty grippy. It's decent. It's not overly grippy. It's not terribly aggressive, but it's not bad. Fit and finish, of course, is pretty good on this knife. Well, I think a number 6 will get her done, and yes, it will get her done. Wow, that's interesting. Why do I need to do that? I would prefer that they came up with a better system, but okay. And so we unscrew that puppy and we take it out, and we should be able to reverse it. And yeah, we can. Okay, so this is a reversible pocket clip with a big ass screw and a little impact bead on it right there. And we are left with having to grab my number 8 and tear everything apart. Come on. Okay. Number 8. Let's see what we got here. Well, Okay. We got it going both ways, don't we? Wow. So here's the surround, by the way, the G10 surround. And here's this with the little notch in the front, which I would have preferred that this unscrew and come out, but it did not. And are these number 8s? And yes, they are. Very strange. Okay. That's the thing about the notch that they've been doing. I'm not big on the notch. I like just a squared off pivot. It makes it so much easier. Okay, so the further forward one here is the small screw. And I'm sure that probably plays the same on the back here. Yeah, small screw. And the longer one probably back in here. Yes, okay. And those are the same size, which is a smart move. Thank you so much. And okay, and so we got this off. I'm not sure, where are we now? We're looking square at a titanium frame here. Okay, so that's where our integral spacer, and of course this was our presentation side, and steel washer there, ceramic bearings there. Here's our blade out. Okay, and more ceramic bearings, and then of course, see, we got screws going in the front, screws going in the back, and the one in the front's the one that gave way. I wish the one in the back was the one that gave way. And then of course we got our pivot surround in the back, pivot surround in the front, front screw, back screw, pivot, tube, and bearings. And here we go. Hardened steel insert with ceramic detent ball and 361-1, whatever. And here's our little pass through. Those other screws in the back were going into. That's why they had to be a little bit longer. And our lock bar in place here. And of course, you can see the blade having the stop built into it, runs on these tracks here. So, and obviously this goes in the end where we can plug our pocket clip into. So I reckon this is probably going to be the way we're going to have to put this back together. With, hold on. This is going to come together here later, but we got to put this back in through the back. We got to put our bearings on here and a little bit of lube. Okay, and then we got to put a blade in here, and we're going to compress that, roll it around. And then, of course, hold on. We got to put a surround in here. Just, when you add little extras, you got to remember them. Okay, come on, get back up through there without disturbing too much. Okay, let's put our blade back in through here. I got to start thinking about what I'm doing, because this is a little bit more complicated. Let's put this down before we slide back on our integral backspacer. And then this has got to go here. Okay. And we've got, well, I don't have to worry about this right now. What I need to consider is getting this back down on here. Just like that, right? I reckon. I need a surround. And did I put, oh, that little notch fits onto that surround. Okay. See that little notch? Yeah, underneath is where it goes. Okay. So the fun part is going to be lining up this, which will have to go on that. And we'll have to try and make sure that those two things line up. Okay, let's right now worry about these little screws in here. Oop. Okay, okay. And another little screw in here. Very strange. Okay. Now, the last thing I'll have to do is this. So I'm not going to worry about that. Not right now. Let's back this up enough to figure out if we're not going to have a problem. And we're not, apparently. Wow, that's a long, long travel. Okay, let's get this side. Okay, I think we're drawing it close up. Okay, and we're going to have to adjust this somehow. All right, took a little jazzing around to feel it right, so we got it. Not the way I wanted it to happen necessarily, but it's there, it's done. And it's centered. Action seems pretty reasonably decent. Now we need to put the pocket clip on. And I want to put it back on the lock bar side. All right, got the pocket clip lined up and ready to rock. We got the arsenal back together. It's not, it's not all that difficult, this integral backspacer that they call it, but no, it's definitely a unique design and construction. And it's reasonably lightweight, got great action. You can reverse the pocket clip, so that's nice. But yeah, that's strange. Okay, very different. Not sure I really like the way, I wish this would have been just a one-piece D-shaped pivot going through, this with a screw. That would have made it so much easier, I think. So, oh well, but that's what they're doing now, the little notch and bump type of setup. I'm going to leave you to it. It's the Wee Arsenal. Thank you so much. At least it's a full-size knife and pretty lightweight and good ergos. So you got that and a great designer. Take care. I'll leave you to it. You know what we do. Love them knives. You guys stay sharp.